What's up, tubers? See that screen? That's the ps2 collection I want to talk about. Alright, so I don't know. If anybody's watching this, I'm glad you're here. I got a ps2 collection upstairs, but I'm not going up there to get it. But I got this one down here, and it's fucking right on the soft modded PS2, so we'll just talk about that. This is what's down in the garage. That's where I am, and that's what we're going to see. So let's talk about some games that are on there. Fuck, it's what I've decided to put on that hard drive there. So the first one is 18-wheeler. Now, Sega, 18-wheeler, good fucking game. I love it. I mean, it's fun. It's an arcade game. I mean, you know, it's not easy. And it's more fun with a steering wheel. You just got to kind of put that fucking steering wheel a little horizontal there so she sounds like she seems like she's a truck. But it's some good shit. And Sonic swinging from the mirror. Always having fun. Alright, next one. 4-in-1. Can't remember what's on there. There's a bunch of shit on there. Well, not a bunch of shit. There's 4-in-1. I love the multi things, whatever they are, good. ADK, Tamashi SNK Multi. A couple of SNK games from ADK. Definitely a nice little download. Can't remember which games are on there. Yeah, what do I want to tell you? It's not like I plan these fucking videos out. It just happens. I get motivated to do them, so I do them. And I know there's like 2 or 3 games on there that are good. Can't remember what they were though. They're probably Shmups. Or maybe not. I don't know. I forget what they were. But they're old arcade games, I think. Alien Hominid. Alright, now, if you know what Alien Hominid is, and go fuck yourself. Great 2D game. Created in an era of 3D games. And breath of fresh air at that time. Because I love my 2D games. And it was great to get a 3D game on a console that is not a fucking 16-bit generation console. It looks great, plays great, lots of fun. Play it. Alien vs. Predator Extinction. I know I played this. I can't remember what the fuck it's like though. Beyond Good and Evil. Everybody raves about this game. And I've tried to get into it a couple times. It looks pretty cool. Maybe I just don't have the patience to get hooked on it. I don't know. Definitely was cool. Everybody says it was awesome. Never got past playing it for probably a half hour, 40 minutes in the beginning and running around. And I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. I should try it again. Probably. Who knows? I don't know. But it's there. It'll always be there. I definitely will try it again. But can't say much else about that. Black. Now that's a first-person shooter that's not a lot of people, I don't think. Or maybe I could be wrong because I say not a lot of people. Like, well, fuck, I know what anybody plays. You know, I mean, what I play, what anybody say. What do I know? I don't know what people are playing nowadays. My kid knows because I know what they're playing. They're all playing fucking Destiny and this other shit. Battlefield, you know, all that stuff. He might like Black because it's a first-person shooter. And I played it. It's pretty cool. Did not play through it. But I played it. And it's cool. Blood Will Tell. I know this was something I wanted to try. I think I tried it. I can't remember what the fuck I thought about it. But I think it's Capcom. Bond, Aged Under Fire. Bond game, put it on there for my kid. He likes James Bond games. He was into them. I like James Bond too, but I guess it's first-person shooter more likely. So maybe could switch to third-person, first-person. I ain't sure. It's all the Bond games after GoldenEye. They're all living off that fucking fame. Everything or Nothing Bond, same difference. From Russia with Love, probably know the same thing. You know, they all, you know, Bond is a great license. Fuck, if you can't make a good video game out of James Bond, then you got no business making video games. And, you know, and plus, after GoldenEye, everybody's like, whoa, good fucking property. Nightfire, whoops, there's another one. Sorry, I thought I was done with Bond games. Bond Nightfire. Alright, Burnout 2, Point of Impact. Everybody says Burnout is such a fucking great game. And I love racing games. They're at this point in video games, PS2 generation, that's what I enjoyed the most about the PS2. I think it fucking, the driving games are phenomenal. They're great. It's like, they're as good as what was in the arcade when there was arcades around and I was racing in arcades, and I loved it. And these games are just as, they're unbelievable. But I gotta say, I don't know, man. Fucking Burnout, the crashes and shit, waiting for a crash time. I got no time for that. I think you can switch them off. I don't know. It still just never fucking hooked me. But whatever there. A lot of people think they're great. Personally, not a big fan, but I could always go back and try it again because it's still sitting there. Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2. What can I say? It's Capcom Classics. Can't go wrong with any of that shit on there. All good stuff. You know, you can play MAME, or you can play something like this. It's right there. It's easy to fucking fire up. Capcom Collection 1, same difference. You know what I mean? You want to play it? As long as you got a good controller hooked up for Street Fighter, not a regular PS2 piece of shit with fucking 4 buttons on the face. Whatever there. Chain Dive. That's a Japanese game. This game is fucking tits. It's a cool game. It's a third person. What's that game? It's on the new generations, or probably the PS3, Xbox 360. Where it's that stuff where you jump around and run off of walls and stuff. I forget what it's called. There's a fucking term for it. Chain Dive. I don't know. Actually, no, it's not like that. It's a cool game. It's fucking cool. It's a 3D game, which I'm not a big fan of most of the time. It's a fucking cool game. If you get a chance, play it. Download it. Whatever that. Call of Duty 2, Big Red, fucking whatever the fuck. Call of Duty 3, whatever there. You know, I gotta put the games on here for my kid too. Call of Duty, more Call of Duty. And not that I got anything like Call of Duty. Because, you know, when the franchise initially came out, I was like, oh my god. I remember playing one of them, I think it was Call of Duty. And you're going up the beach of Anzio, or whatever it's called there. It was intense. It was amazing. And at the time, it was mind-blowing that a game could do that. But it's become the Madden of the 2000s, I guess. Madden in the 90s, for me, was Madden. You know, every fucking year a new one. And I thought 92 was the best on my journey. The first one was good. It was great. Played the hell out of it against friends. The second one, 92, was fucking tits. It was great. Played that. And then after that, I was like, yeah, all right. Yeah, whatever there. More fucking Madden. They had it down. They knew what they were doing. And Call of Duty's the same thing. It's a cash cow for fucking EA, I guess, right? And if EA doesn't make it, I guess I'm wrong, or somebody else, but I think it's EA. Dark Watch. Oh, I know I played... you know, why do I make videos about games that I can't remember because I have no memory? I don't know, but it's a good one. Play it, and I can't describe it. I can't even get a picture of it in my mind right now, but it's good to play. Esgalada. Shmup. Shmups is shmup, bro. You gotta enjoy them. You gotta love them. They're great. The older you get, the worse you get. It's funny. I see, shmups are awesome. And I wish I had the reflexes I did when I used to play Thunder Force 3 to play these other shmups now. But I don't. So, whatever there. Not that Thunder Force 3 is that hard, but The bullet hells. Everblue 2. Fuck, can't remember what the hell that was. Fallout, Brotherhood of Steel. Fallout, I think it was a top-down. Pretty cool. Played some of it. Put it on there just to check it out because I think it's like the origins of Fallout. Most people that play Fallout now wouldn't probably recognize this game and probably wouldn't have no interest in it. But you know what? Fuck it, for free. I'll check it out. It's pretty cool. That reminds me of whatever those games are. Fate Unlimited Codes. I can't remember. God of War. Cool. 3D. Fucking kill everything. Slash. Button masher. You know, once things just button mashing 3D games, no matter how good the visuals are, and God of War has some really good ones, they just never hooked me like the old stuff on 2D. But that's because I'm an old fuck. Godhand. This game is great. That's all I want to say about it. I'm not going to tell you nothing else. Go play it. It's fucking a pisser. It's a good game. Gungrave. It's alright. It's pretty cool. 3D fucking game. Shooter, first person. Set in a kind of different atmosphere than usual. And it's pretty cool. Headhunter. Threw this on here because it was originally on Dreamcast. And I have the European copy on the Dreamcast, but it's a lot easier to just fucking play it on the PS2 off the hard drive. So that's why I threw it on there, because it's easier. Instead of having to put a fucking boot up disc in a Dreamcast, and plus my Dreamcast ain't down here. I have one down here, but it's fucking dead. I use parts from that to fix one of those, whatever. Doesn't matter, but Headhunter's cool. It was a European Dreamcast exclusive. But it's on PS2, so if you want to go the easy route, there it is, PS2. And on the easier route, fucking bam, boot it from a hard drive on the PS2. Homura. Another shmup. It says Homura slut. That's because a friend of mine, a guy I know online, slut, he, I forget what the hell his full name was. Anyway, I kept getting shitty copies of this, trying to, and Slut sent me a good copy. So I gave him some credit in there with it. Another shmup, PS2 shmup. That, I believe, is Bullet Hell. And I put all the Bullet Hell shooters on here, but I don't know why, because I suck at them. Must be fun to play them when you're younger, but I'm too old for that shit. Hudson Select Volume 2 Star Soldier. Super Star Soldier, the PC Engine games, TurboGrafx 16, awesome shit. 3D, not so awesome. I think there's even one on the fucking N64. Whatever there. That's, you know what, but just to check it out, what the fuck, free, check it out. But, if you want to play those games, you're better off playing them 8-bit. Intelligent Cube Remix. Intelligent Cube is cool shit. That was fun. Wasn't the first one on the PS1? I don't know. Yeah, I think so. I think Remix is only a Japanese or European release. I forget. Maybe it's American. I fucking forget. But I think it's an import. And, cool shit. A little puzzler stuff. You know what I mean? If you're in the mood for it. Killer 7. Really, that's that cartoon type graphics, which I really thought was going to be great. Really cool. Interesting game. I don't know. It's okay. It's different. I gotta give it that. It's a Capcom. And, I never probably got past 1/3 of it. But that's because I'm an old fuck. And I just go back and play the old games I played when I was a kid. And I try these new ones just to get a taste for them, if they're good or bad. King Kong. Everybody says it's so great on the PS2, and it's alright. It's adventure or whatever there, replay like a movie in 3D and stuff. I think for that type of a game, it looked like, I played that for a while. It was a pretty decent game. You know what I mean? Kingdom Hearts, what can I say about that? You fucking got Square and Sony and everybody and Disney involved. And I remember when that came out, and this is good shit. It was some fun stuff. Definitely fun. They milked it, and of course, because it was good. And it's good. It's good stuff, man. You can't go wrong with it. Lego Batman. All right, these are all Lego. We got Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Star Wars, Lego Star Wars 2. They're all fucking great. Lego games are a pisser. I probably like them a lot more than a lot of other stuff, newer stuff, not new, but 3D type things, because I played the hell out of them with my kid. And when he was starting to get into gaming, he liked them a lot, so I played with him or watched him play, even because I'd piss him off when I was playing with him. I like to explore everything. He just wants to get through the game. But the Lego games are great. They're really fun, all of them. And for a franchise that did the same thing over and over, with the licenses they got and the way they treated them, it's quality work. It's quality. It really is. Compared to other stuff that got melted to death. Melty Blood. I think that's a 2D fighter import. And I think it was okay. But I'll never get past the fact that, to me, Street Fighter, the original or the second Champion Edition, or if that's the second one, yeah, I think so. Even, the other Street Fighters, alphas and stuff, more deeper, more better over there. I played more Street Fighter, the original one, than anything else, or the Champion Edition, because you play as the bosses. For me, that's just 2D fighting. And, how many times... I learned so much on that one, and I just never want to... I'll try other ones, enjoy them, I play them, but never got into them like I did with the Street Fighters. Metal Arms, it's a little miniature guy, 3D type game. People say it's really great. It was okay. Played a little bit. I played some of it. And it was okay. It seemed okay. Fetch a Quest, little fucking 3D game. Metal Slug, what's to say about Metal Slug? Fucking 2D. Kicks ass. It's released on a million things, and there it is. It's fucking great. It's awesome. The details are so much fun. Midnight Club 3. Dub Remix. That's the version I have right now on this one. I played a couple of them. They're fucking great. I love them. I love Midnight Club. It's fun. Single player racer. Because I could build the ultimate Chevelle that I can't afford to build. Probably that's what it comes down to. I wish it was, with the customization I could do on the Chevelle, the way I could build it. And I love the way, to me, it handles like, it should in a video game for a car of that period. I wish there was more to it than, I don't know what to say, better tracks with the Midnight Club series, because I think they nailed some of the muscle cars better than Need for Speed. They might have had something, but I don't think they were licensed. Then the other one, the PC game, that did have the licenses, I can't remember it right now, but started as a PC game, then went on to other consoles and stuff. I think Midnight Club nailed the handling on the classic cars. The hot, shit that I fucking drove when I first was buying cars and crashing them and wrecking them. So I think it did. It's a fun game. It's really cool. I love Midnight Club series. Midway Arcade Treasures 3. I'm trying to think if that's the one with the driving games that I was really excited about, because I thought it was going to have hard driving, race driving with actual steering wheel support, and it didn't. I think the third one is the one with the driving games. I was really fucking pumped for it. And then I found out it didn't support any fucking steering wheels. Maybe it supported the Mad Cats. Probably supported the Mad Cats, if anything. And I don't even know if it did. It might only have supported It did support the Neo Geo whatever controller. And I don't think it may have supported Madcast, but I don't think it did. And it definitely didn't support the fucking force feedback steering wheel. The ones. Logitechs, which is what I was really looking for. To play all my fucking favorite arcade racers with the Logitech force feedback. Give me fucking Outrun, race driving, hard driving, and virtual racing, man. With a Logitech force feedback, Daytona, still number one. Just put them all together, create force feedback steering wheel, leave me alone, and I'm done. Desert Island, that's all I need. Moto GP08, motorcycle game. Pretty good, pretty good. As far, it's hard to replicate the fucking feeling of riding a real motorcycle in a video game, so. But it's pretty cool, and it's fun. I mean, I think for motorcycle games, Road Rash on the Genesis is still probably the best. Because no matter what you do, you can't get the feeling of riding a bike in a fucking video game, okay? Riding a bike is fucking intense, and you need the feedback and, the feeling of either being out of control, in control, sliding out, losing it, holding it, pulling it off, whatever there, and you can't replicate that in a video game. So Road Rash, if you want to play a motorcycle game on a fucking console, play Road Rash, because it's the most fun. Multi, Oritachi, and Sega Ages. This is these compilation discs that these pirates put together with a bunch of games, because some of these games, even though they could go to DVD capacity, are only a fucking couple 100 megabytes. Then it could be on a cartridge. Well, maybe not. So they put a bunch of them together. Most of them work. The Sega Ages games aren't released in the States, except for a few, or maybe not, I don't know, on a couple compilations. For the most part, it's good. I forget what game it is on there that I really wanted to play and it didn't work. They don't all work on the fucking MC boot. But, yeah, it's a good disc. It's got a bunch of games. And Sega. Some of their Ages games are good. Some are eh. I think, what's his name? I've been following him for a long time before even I watch YouTube videos. He makes videos. Retrocore. What's his face? God. Well, Retrocore, was been around as far as I'm concerned before YouTube. Made some of the best fucking video game videos ever made. And, Yakuma? I forget. I'm sorry if I made a mistake to you, my friend. He just did a thing on Sega Ages games. So if you want to find out about them, check out Retrocore and watch the Sega Ages videos from him. And the old Retrocore, oh my god, the best. Multi V12 Golden Age of Gaming, bunch of old arcade things, different things, compilation, pirate compilation. That's what's nice, because these pirates, back when they were pirating these ps2 games, they would take a bunch of images and slap them onto one disc image. If you were booting from a disc image, you burn it. If not, you had one click on your free MC boot hard drive setup, and there's a bunch of shit there. Good stuff. This one's all shmups, 16-1. Some of them are a little, Contra, I think, might be on that one. There's all the Japanese imports. There's 2 shmup compilations, and there's version 4, shmups 9-1. It's awesome because it's got everything on there. The PS2 had some good shmups. A lot of them were imports, but they're all in those 2 compilations. So if you're looking to download something, Multi version 3, Shmups 16-1, Multi version 4, Shmups 9-1 are the way to go, because you get everything in one shot, and bam, it's all in one disc image, and do with it as you please. Mushihime-sama, can't remember what that is. NASCAR Thunder 04, fucking NASCAR racing. It's one of the better ones, though. NASCAR 9, updated roster, but not as good a game. Need for Speed Hot Pursuit 2. In my humble opinion, the best fucking racing game ever created for video game home consoles. It's the best. Plays the best. It's just the best in every respect. You know, I own it on disc. The fucked up thing is when I tried to rip my disc to put on here, kept getting a fucking error. Never ran into an error playing it off that disc, but apparently there's somewhere along the line in there, there's something bit missing or fucking whatever, corruption. I don't know. So I actually had to download it so I could put it on the hard drive so I could play it down here without having to play it with my disc. Whatever there. But the best fucking racing game of all time. Still hasn't been surpassed. It's the best. It's that simple, man. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Need for Speed Undercover. It's okay. Nights. I put this on here, Nights, because, you know, what the fuck, it's on a hard drive. It's easier than breaking out my Saturn. I had a Saturn down here, no longer have one down here, only upstairs. And it's Nights, and I figured a better higher resolution. I think it's one of, it might be a Sega Ages game, but I'm not sure. But I have a separate thing. It's only 232, no. It's 2 gigabytes. It's actually pretty big. I don't know. It's Nights, man. And you can play it with your ps2 analog controller and enjoy Nights. You probably want to play it on a Saturday if you really want to play it. But for ease of use, it's right there. Whoops. Ninja Assault, I forget. I'm a sucker for any game that has ninjas, though. I can't remember what the fuck that is. It's just 40 megabytes. Can't be, I don't know what it is. I can't remember who made it. Might be good. I didn't delete it, so it's probably half decent. Odin Sphere, awesome shit, man. Originally GameCube, right? And I put it on here because all my GameCube discs got fucked in a flood. Okami, I think that's another one. That's the dog, ain't it? Yeah. Is Odin Sphere a GameCube game? I think they both are. Outrun 2006 and Outrun 2SP. One is the American version, one's the Japanese version. The American version, they sacrificed what little force feedback steering programming they had to increase the online capabilities, I think of it. And the Japanese version had a better supported. The American one maybe doesn't support it at all. The Japanese one, I think, supports it, but not. It was never even. I don't think it was even a finished code, but it does support it. Thank God, because they're fucking great games. And so I had the Japanese one for better steering wheel, force feedback, Logitech support. And the only problem is everything's in fucking Japanese in the menus. It's a pain in my ass. And the American one's there to play in with English and figure out how to play the game in Japanese, I guess. Outrun PS2. That is probably a Sega Ages of the original Outrun. I have separate just for convenience. Yeah, 200 megabytes. Can't go wrong with the original Outrun, man. Phantasy Star Collection. I think that's a translated one I have on there. I never got around to it. I love Phantasy Star 2 is my favorite RPG of all time. But the time for RPGs at this point in my life is slim and limited. But I think they even have the text adventures on there, which I've always wanted to try. And even though I've wanted to, I haven't tried them, unfortunately. But they're there. If I ever retire, I can fucking play shit. Prince of Persia, Sands of Time. These 3D Prince of Persias are... They used to be top-rated fucking games. It's supposed to be so great. I don't think that's the second one. I don't think it's the first one. I've always wanted to try them. It's alright, man. I actually think the original Prince of Persia games were fucking great. But when they came out, it was... It's when they came out. I mean, if you go back to play them now, it's like, really? But when they came out, the animation was phenomenal. for a game of that type, and they're good. They're good games. I still play them now whenever, every once in a while I just boot one up. Don't go through the whole thing, but they're fun. I love them. The controls are odd and not always intuitive until you get the hang of them. But the animation, the food animation, and just the game was just, at its time, was fucking great. And I think greater than these 3D remakes or whatever the fuck they are on these newer systems or whatever. Psychonauts, another game like, what's it called? The one. Beyond Good and Evil, which is supposed to be fucking great. And it looked really cool. Played it for a while. It didn't hook me. It looked cool. I don't know. Probably because it's not pick up and play. Mostly now, if I could play something for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that's what I do. And trying to get into something deeper is hard these days. You get yourself a fucking family, and the homework and the kids, and the fucking bills, the work, and you'll understand someday. And hopefully, when I retire, I can get back to these long games that I couldn't get into when I was too fucking wiped out from the rest of life. Let me end this here because this is getting really long, and this will be part 1, I guess. I plan on going through the whole thing, but we'll just call this part 1. Thanks for watching. I'm not sure who I'm talking to because probably anybody that's fucking even decided to check this out already said goodbye. But if you're still here, thanks for watching, and I'll probably do part 2 when I get motivated to do part 2 on my virtual PS2 collection, which doesn't fully represent my real PS2 collection, which is upstairs. But it's what's down here and what I can play whenever I want. So there you go. Later, people.